Hi everyone, and thanks for tuning in. Now in this video I'd like to go through picture styles or picture profiles and why they are so important, especially if you predominantly shoot JPEG mode for editorial and sports photography. There are so many situations and occasions where raw editing and processing simply isn't possible, especially for time-sensitive events such as sports matches where all the photographers are trying to send their content out as quickly as possible. That's when JPEG mode really matters, and exposing correctly in camera with the right exposure settings, white balance, and also by using a picture style or profile that accurately reflects your style of imagery or final edit will help to minimize the amount of post-processing and therefore speed up your overall workflow. The main camera manufacturers all use the same type of terminology. You have the Sony picture profile and creative styles, you have Canon picture style, and you have the Nikon picture controls. I use the Canon mirrorless cameras and therefore make use of the picture style parameters found in the red section of the menu system. Canon picture styles are presets, yet fully adjustable parameters that determine how your DSLR or mirrorless camera will process and render its images. Picture styles are applied to JPEG stills and also to video files during exposure. But if time is important and raw processing isn't really an option, then applying a picture style or profile in camera can significantly help with your photography workflow. Let's take a look at the Canon picture style menu and go through the various options. So the first option is auto mode. And this was introduced way back with the EOS 600D in 2011. This picture style uses the camera's scene detection system, which automatically analyzes the shooting conditions, looking at parameters such as a subject's face, color, brightness, movement, contrast, and focus distance. This enables the system to generate a picture style specific to each scene by adjusting contrast, color tone, sharpness, and saturation. Generally, the auto picture style adjusts the colors so they look vivid, especially blue skies, greenery, and also sunsets. The next option is standard, and this uses a sharpness level of 3 and produces crisp images with the color tone and saturation set to produce vivid colors. It's a good choice for a wide variety of scenes. We also have portrait mode. This has a color tone and saturation set to render natural skin tones. Sharpness is set to level 2, one step weaker than in standard, and it's kinder to skin. We have landscape mode. Color tone and saturation are set to achieve deep, vivid blues and greens for skies and foliage. The sharpness is set to 4, one step more than standard, so that the outlines of mountains, trees, and buildings look crisp. We have the fine detail mode introduced with the EOS 5DS and EOS 5DSR in 2015. This style is configured to suit subjects with fine details and subtle textures. It also produces slightly more vivid colors. Next we have neutral, which produces natural colors and no sharpening is applied. It is assumed that some image processing will be done. A good choice if, for example, the image contains subtle shades of white in a wedding dress or similar subject, which might be blown out by boosting brightness and saturation. Next we have faithful. Similar to neutral picture style, this applies no sharpening, where neutral produces a perceptual rendering of colors, that is, balancing the colors as you would see them. Faithful is a colorimetric rendering designed to produce colors as they would appear if shot in daylight at a color temperature of 5200 K. In practice, this will be very close to what you see with the naked eye and usually very similar to neutral, but with a more color accurate reproduction in bright highlights. The difference between perceptual and colorimetric rendering is most relevant for color accurate printing. Next we have monochrome, which I didn't show as an example as I can simply change an image to monochrome in post-production if I wanted to. I never really shoot anything in black and white in camera, but monochrome, it's a really nice option if you like that style of photography. If you're shooting in RAW format, the color information will be preserved and you can remove or change the picture style in post-processing. If you've set your camera to save JPEGs and apply a picture style in camera, the style is baked into the image. So for example, if you've applied the monochrome picture style, the image will be mono and its color information will have been discarded. If you're shooting RAW, however, the RAW file will preserve the full range of data captured by the camera. This means that if you've applied the monochrome picture style and open the RAW file, the RAW processing software will ignore the picture style setting and open the file using its own color settings. you can always perform your own edit, but you won't have the convenience of picture style settings even as a type of starting point. If you shoot RAW, it's up to you whether you apply picture styles in camera or in a RAW editor. In this example, I've loaded a JPEG file and also the RAW file of the same photo into Lightroom, just to demonstrate what I've just explained. If you shoot RAW, then a picture style preset can be applied in post-production. The JPEG profile has been baked into the image, so there's not a lot of room for any significant editing. That's kind of the point of using a picture style in the first place, to eliminate the need for any major editing. So based on these parameters, my actual picture style preference for most of the sports that I shoot is actually to use the auto picture style mode, but with some small adjustments to the contrast and saturation. Let's now take a look at how these picture styles actually affect your photos and why it's important to set them up to reflect your creative preference. In this example, I've used the auto mode, but have adjusted the contrast, saturation and sharpness separately for each shot. Let's see the difference in real time in a real world situation. As you can see in the example, there is a significant difference in each photo, especially when saturation is dropped to -4 and also when the contrast is pushed up to +4. I can't see a huge difference in the sharpness strength, but there is a small difference. Hopefully that has explained why picture styles, profiles and other creative settings are important to your photography workflow. Even if you do shoot in RAW, it's still useful to have a picture style preference for your JPEG files. If you do mostly shoot in JPEG, then it's essential that your picture style reflects your creative preferences. Thanks for watching. I hope the video has been of some benefit. Please give it a like and a share, and also subscribe for more videos. Thanks.